We're going to learn in this video how to graph a line using your graphing calculator and also how to make a table and use a table. So let's say we want to graph the line x plus 3. If we go into y equals, you need to turn your calculator on first, but then after it's turned on, you go into y equals, and then you have y1, y2, y3, and you just input, here is your variable x, so I'm going to put x plus 3 and hit enter. Now I'll go down if I want to graph more equations I can, but if I want to just see this graph, I go up to the graph button and hit that, and there is my line x plus 3. Now the standard window on your calculator goes from -10 to 10 on the x-axis and -10 to 10 on the y-axis. In our next video, we'll talk about finding an appropriate window. If we want to graph the quadratic equation x squared minus 2, we can again go into y equals. If we no longer want this line, we can clear it out, and then we can put in our next equation, x, and I can do two things. Either I can go the caret and put 2 for the x squared, and if you do that, you'll need to move your arrow over so it goes back down, minus 2. I can do that, or I'm going to clear that just so I can show you the other way, which I think is simpler. Just hit your x for your variable, and then over here you have x squared, and that will square your x. And then your cursor's already moved down for you, so you don't have to worry about arrowing over. So that's a good thing. Minus 2, and hit enter. And again, if I don't want to input another equation, I can just go up to graph, and there I have my quadratic function. Now I'll show you how to use a table using your calculator. Okay, so let's say we were asked to fill out this table given that y is equal to 4x minus 5. What we can do is go into y equals. I'm going to clear out my last equation, and I'm going to put in 4x minus 5. Now I'm going to go right up here to table. So I'm going to go second and hit graph, and it shows me a table. So now I could go ahead and fill in my table. I can put -5 when x is equal to 0, -1 when x is equal to 1, 3 when x is equal to 2, and 7 when x is equal to 3. But I need to fill out this part of the table as well. So since that isn't showing here, what I can do is go into Table Set right up here above your window key, and I'm going to hit second window to get up to Table Set, and I will see that my table is starting at 0 and it's going in an increment of 1, and I want to back that up a little bit, so I'm going to put my table start at -3 and hit enter. Now when I go back to my table starts at -3 and it goes up by increments of 1. So I can go back to my table and fill in that when x is equal to -3, y is -17. When x is -2, y is -13. And when x is -1, y is -9. Now I have another table. I would like for you to fill out this table, pause the video, and go ahead and input the equation and then go to your table and get the outputs when x is -3 to 3. So in your y equals, you should have inputted 3x squared minus 8, and then if you hit second graph, you will get your table going from -3 to 3, and so here we have the corresponding outputs. Using the table feature is a good tool in this class. Oftentimes during homework you're asked to fill in a table, and either you can calculate each one of these or just input it in your calculator and use your table feature and you're good to go. In your next video you'll learn how to make an appropriate window, which is also another very important skill to have for this class.